This is how an Australian newspaper tried to entrap an Arab café in an anti-Semitic scandal.
The Daily Telegraph is tonight under fire after an ugly blow-up in a Newtown cafe.
An undercover operation had a team from the Telegraph follow a man in a Star of David cap who was also wearing glasses that could film in the Egyptian Qahira takeaway cafe, a vocal Palestine supporter online. The man orders hibiscus tea, then hangs out until a staff member asks if she can help. He responds, quote, "Do you have a problem with me because I'm Jewish?" And adds, quote, "You're intimidating me, making me feel unsafe." When the man leaves the cafe, a senior journalist entered the cafe asking, quote, "Have you got a problem with the man with the white cap?" The journalist leaves, and the staff member follows behind her with her own mobile phone, where she then exposes the Daily Telegraph team.
That is out and out intimidation. Who comes into a restaurant and asks me a question about this gentleman who I don't even know?
Do you think it's not intimidation that you found it appalling that he came into the shop?
The cafe reacted on Instagram, stating, quote, "We pride ourselves on being an inclusive restaurant where anyone is welcome, including the Jewish community. However, in the last 18 months, we have seen an extraordinary escalation of conflict between Israel and Palestine, resulting in mass destruction of life. We consider it highly insensitive and divisive to wear overly prominent symbols of the Israeli state when attending a clearly pro-Palestine eating establishment, and anyone who does so cannot reasonably be viewed as acting in good faith." They also added, "For the same reasons, we would never consider entering a Jewish establishment wearing prominent Palestinian flag symbols during this time." Australian media has consistently shown an anti-Palestine bias in the last 16 months. Staff at Australia's national broadcaster, ABC, warned its Gaza coverage relied heavily on Israeli sources and favored the Israeli narrative, which isn't foreign to other Western mainstream media. ABC fired journalist Antoinette Latou for criticizing the Israeli government's role in killing civilians, including women and children in Gaza.
Even though it was unfair, incredibly stressful and remains so, sadly, it was unsurprising, because this was happening in an environment where it was incredibly difficult already to be a person of a non-white background. Right. So my background is Lebanese, let alone to be a woman of colour with a public profile and a public job under any normal circumstances. They're difficult circumstances in an Australian context.
And it's not just an Australian problem. Other Western mainstream media, like the BBC and the CNN, have similar examples of consistent double standard and repeated breaches of journalistic principles. Gretchen King, an associate professor at the Lebanese American University, says, quote, "Western media has been recycling Zionist talking points and perpetrating Orientalist discourses." King adds, "This bias manifests in, quote, victim blaming, dehumanization, and the perpetration of Orientalist discourses, a pattern that did not start on the 7th of October, says King in an interview with TRT World.